Maestro, if you please. The denizens of Wonderland are fighting for supremacy by picking out the zones in which to battle for majority. I fill my bag with chips that guarantee superiority while taking actions at the table of the Hatter's Tea Party. I've been a cutesy dragon going on a little shopping spree to gather the ingredients required to enchant. You see, I spent 3 turns collecting necessary potions, meat, and bread. But watch my next door neighbor then deliver all the stuff instead. I've been a mathematician, raven, keeper, slayer, evil twin, a pit hag, scarlet woman, sage, philosopher, librarian. In short, I found a plethora of challenge, strategy, and cheer in playing each and every instance of the best games of the year.
In short, he found a plethora of challenge, strategy, and cheer in playing each and every instance of the best game of the year.
When zooming down the racetrack, my efficient route is very plain. As I pass my rivals and I shift into the passing lane. This isn't time to play it safe, and so I must say what the heck and make a daring move that transfers all the regard to my deck. The tower glows with evil shadow, wolves infest the countryside. When skulls corrupt the sanctuary, lesser heroes run and hide. I gather my advantages, so I defeat our foes with ease. Pardon while we take a break while I replace the batteries.
Pardon while we take a break while we replace the batteries. Pardon while you take a break while we replace the batteries. Pardon while we take a break while we replace the batteries.
I've searched the lazy Susan for a perfect polyomino, then wondered where upon my fledgling planet that next piece will go. In short, I found a plethora of challenge, strategy, and cheer in playing each and every instance of the best games of the year.
In short, he found a plethora of challenge, strategy, and cheer in playing each and every instance of the best game of the year.
When betting on the horses, I've discovered timing is the key. While playing with the app or someone rolling 2 dice frantically, if you spend too much time to calculate the probability, another player's betting chips will beat yours to the board, you see. I hoard land and water tags and race across the journal track, then claim another space card before taking all my own dice back. I enjoy the sense of building up the Roman streets myself. Even if the game box takes up an entire Kallax shell.
Even if the game box takes up an entire Kallax shell. Even if the game box takes up an entire Kallax shell. Even if the game box takes up an entire Kallax shell.
I've taken on the role of Paleolithic creatures out of mist to build all of my player boards, camps, villages, and megaliths. In short, I found a plethora of challenge, strategy, and cheer in playing each and every instance of the best games of the year.
In short, he found a plethora of challenge, strategy, and cheer in playing each and every instance of the best game of the year.
All right, welcome everybody to the Dice Tower's 16th Annual Gaming Awards. We're really glad to have you with us this evening, and I'm not singing, so I'm good. In fact, I've done very little with this, and I really appreciate the staff and of the Dice Tower and everyone involved tonight because they're doing all the work. I just shook hands when you came in the door. But I do want to say a couple things because what we want to do tonight is when we do announce the Game of the Year award, we want the show to be over at that point, and then you get to go home. So I want to do a couple things up front and talk about a couple things. And first of all, I want to say a couple thank yous because we often leave thank yous to the end when the kids have gone to the bathroom and the bored people have left. But I want to say thank you to Gen Con. It was their idea for us to do it here, and it so far is going okay.
3 minutes in, yes.
Eric, your part went off fine. He's okay. Everyone else, step up your game. And then you're not going to see him on stage tonight, but behind the scenes, we got Roy Canada doing all kinds of cool stuff back there with the stuff. And not just Roy, I also want to thank the audio and the lighting and all those teams. That does a ton of work, and then no one ever claps for them. So clap for them now because it's a big deal. And then all the awards. So it's a lot of work and counting and all that stuff. And I got involved a little bit more than I did this year counting, but most of that is done by Jason Levine. So we're glad he put all that together for us. And I want to thank Panda Manufacturing. They do a great job. They're the best gaming awards in board gaming. They really are. They're one of the murder weapons in Clue. They're powerful, they're useful, but they really look nice, and so Panda did a great job putting those together. But here's the biggest thing. I may have occasionally over time criticized awards that show up in gaming and all that. But when it comes to awards, I firmly believe one thing. Tonight we're announcing the winners. That's cool, and the winners are probably very happy, but I'm telling you right now, all these people here at the tables in front of you, their games are on a nominated list because they are that good, right? Every game, you just saw the top 10 games of the year, they're fantastic games. So for all these people in the front, let's give them a hand of applause because they make games, they're why we're here. And for the ones who do win, memorize those faces and say hi to them instead of me all the time. We just talk about games, and these are the people who actually make the fun happen. So let's talk a little bit real quick. What are the Dice Tower Awards? We started this a long time ago, and many times people criticize my picks, and I have almost nothing to do with it other than I run it. We have a panel of people, the Dice Tower staff, and many of reviewers. If you know different reviewers in the industry, there's a good chance they're involved. And each year at the beginning of the year, we make long lists of nominations, just throwing stuff at the wall, huge lists. And then we vote on those and narrow them down to 5. And the game of the year, we narrow it down to 10. We announce those, and we give people time to play them and such. And then we vote on those awards each year, and then we take the votes on those, and that's how the winner comes out. And hopefully it works well. I exist only to break ties, and this year I didn't have to do that, so I didn't get to do anything. So if you don't like the choices, not my fault. Eric Summerer did vote. So, y'all, if you didn't win, you can talk to him after the thing here.
Great, thanks. Thank you.
Well, I didn't do the work for the show as much, but I'm also not taking all the blame. Okay, then let's talk about tonight. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to announce the different awards. If you win, people up here, then whichever stairway you're closest to, once we announce that you win, we're welcome you to come up. You have 2 minutes. We're not going to play you off with music.
But we are here on stage to
we'll
push you.
We'll just push you off or something. But you'll have your chance to say thank you or whatever. Whoever wants to come up, we'll give you a chance to say thank you, and then we'll go to the next thing. Everyone here good with that? All right. I hate dragging things out, so we're going to start with our first presenters. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know who the first presenters are because you're holding the script. Thank you. Let's begin with our first presenters presenting Best Welcoming Game, since Tom just welcomed us so nicely. Here are Z. Garcia and Mila Cleghorn.
So I was told my main job in this is to bring the bar of expectation back down. I will not be singing or dancing, just putting that out there now.
You didn't get the script?
I got it. I corrected it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, no singing and dancing.
So, I did that on purpose, don't worry. All right, folks, a welcoming game. I'm not sure why they asked Camilla to help me present this, because she's one of the most bloodthirsty people I've ever met. But I wasn't going to say no.
Good call. Good call.
No, I got all my digits still. I know what I'm doing. So welcoming games are fantastic, of course. You want to bring new people into the hobby. You want to show them something that looks amazing, plays amazingly, and makes them a lifelong gamer. And that's what all these games are about. Let's take a look at the nominees. Let's take a look at the nominees.
Best Welcoming Game. And the nominees are Acropolis, designed by Jules Massal, published by Gigabik. Boop, designed by Scott Brady, published by Smirk and Laughter Games.
Let them hear it.
Flamecraft, designed by Manny Vega, published by Cardboard Alchemy. Ready, Set, Bet. Designed by John D. Clare. Published by AEG. Trekking Through History. Designed by Charlie Bink. Published by Underdog Games.
Go for it.
And the winner for the best welcoming game is Flamecraft, designed by Manny Vega and published by Cardboard Alchemy.
There you go. Very much. Gentlemen, right here, please. Thank you.
Oh, wow, this is freaky. Unexpected, but I had a whole song planned, but I'm not going to do that one now. The welcoming part is my whole goal with making Flamecraft, so I really appreciate this award, and I also want to thank Sundara. I don't want to make the mistake of not saying that, because I know it's because of her that everyone came to try it, and thank you.
Yep. Also, thank you to Brad Brooks, who started Cardboard Alchemy with me, and all the people we have. Manny is one of our great friends, and Manny had showed us this world, and we were instantly in, and we're so thrilled to bring people to the table. This is an amazing, amazing thing. Thank you, Dice Tower. Thank you very much.
All right, our next award is going to be our best expansion will be presented by Joey and Alex Evans.
All right. Is it working? All right. Who are the bugs? I don't think that's live.
I don't know either.
Yep, we rehearsed. All right. Best expansion, just a little caveat. Not eligible for best expansion is one of Tom's many, many, many children. It's a big family joke. It's
hilarious.
great. All right. Okay. Awkward. I'm fired. I'll have my resume. Good question for you, since you're my wife.
Okay.
When a game has expansion, do you need 1, 2, or 3 expansions?
All of them?
Yeah, that's the right question. That's the right answer. All right. Yep. All right, so now let's go ahead and get to it. The nominees for the best expansion are...
Dune Imperium, Immortality. Designed by Paul Dennen. Published by Direwolf. Dune Imperium, Rise of Ix. Designed by Paul Dennen. Published by Direwolf. Star Wars Outer Rim, Unfinished Business. Designed by Tony Fangi, Korikaneska. Published by Fantasy Flight Games. Viticulture World. Designed by Mihir Shah, Francisco Testini. Published by Stonemaier Games. Wingspan Asia. Designed by Elizabeth Hargrave. Published by Stonemaier Games.
You get to open it.
Oh, no way. This is a fancy. Okay.
The power.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm ready.
That was abrupt.
I know.
All right.
All right. Okay, so the winner is Dune Imperium, Rise of Ix.
Hey everybody, Paul couldn't be here tonight to accept, but we wanted to say thank you on behalf of him and the entire team at Direwolf, for everybody here at the Dice Tower, for your support over the years, for Gen Con and the crowd out there, our partners at Legendary Entertainment who've entrusted us with bringing their world to life, and to all of you for helping us keep the spice flowing. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You can both words. You can take both.
We struggled a little bit looking for the best person to present the best party game, and so we decided to bring out a walking party. Mr. Grant Lyon.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Is this thing? I feel weird. There we go. I feel weird standing behind a podium. Hello, everybody. Thanks for happy Gen Con, everybody. I'm so happy to be part of this. Thank you so much to the Dice Tower for having me. And, look, I love these awards. I love these games. But the best part about Gen Con, the best part about board games is all the friends we make, right? We get to hang out with all these cool people and meet a lot of new friends, because it's impossible to make friends as an adult if you don't have like a common hobby, right? We are so quick to cut people off to like, most adults are like, you meet somebody, you hang out once, and you're like, you hit it off, and you're like, oh, I'm going to invite them to something. You invite them to something, and then they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't come. And you're like, well, you blew it. That was your one chance. You had one chance to be friends with me. That's most adults. Board gamers, we're not like that. We will give you so many chances to be our friend if you are willing to play a game with us. You get so many chances. You know what my favorite two-player game of all time is? Anything you're willing to play with me. Please play a game with me. Please play a game. You know, I love most things about Gen Con. I'll tell you one thing I don't love about Gen Con is every 5 minutes getting hit in the gut with a board game backpack. All right, so that's fun. How are all of you gamers amazing at spatial awareness polyomino tile laying games, and nobody realizes they have a 30-pound weapon on their back? Nobody? I gotta get hit every time you see something interesting off to the left? Ooh, there's some new hotness. Just leaving a wake of knocked over children and winded adults behind you. Board game backpacks are a really good indication of how into games you are, right? Like, I remember when I first heard they existed, I was like, what? Why would I ever need a board game backpack? And now I'm like, I can't fit all the games I want into my board game backpack. My non-gamer friends see that backpack and they're like, geez, how many games are you planning to bring? And I'm like, that's a bad question, all right? But it is, I do think as gamers, like, we need to be conscious of the games we're using to get new people into the hobby. That's why I'm doing the best party game here, because I love games that like bring in, because I get it. Everybody in here, we love the big, crunchy, thematic, strategic games, but like, don't make somebody play that that's never played a game before. I was at a party recently, not a board game party, just a regular party, and I was talking to a guy, and he was like, I don't like board games. And I was like, no, what happened to you, all right? Like, nobody doesn't like board games. What went wrong? And he was like, yeah, I went to my friend's house recently, and they like made me play this game, and it was like super complicated, and there were all of these different woodland creatures, and all of them had different rules, and so they had to teach rules to every different person, and I didn't know what was going on. And I was like, bro, did somebody make you play Root? And he was like, yeah, that was it. I hated that game. And I was like, no. That's not Root's fault. That's your friend's fault, okay? You can't go from Uno to Root, all right? It's too big of a leap. Don't do that to your friend, Don't make your mom play Twilight Imperium with you, all right? She's a nice lady. Don't do that to her. Play a party game. Play a cooperative game. If you make your mom play like Through the Ages, I feel like there's a new rule. Your mom is now allowed to get rid of anything you keep in her garage, all right? And I know you've got stuff there. You're gamers. You don't have any space. All right, we ready to hear the nominees for the best party game of the year? Let's roll the nominations.
Best Party Game. And the nominees are Blood on the Clock Tower, designed by Stephen Medway, published by the Pandemonium Institute. Feed the Kraken, designed by Michael Genet, Dr. Hans-Joachim Rohr, Tobias Ibich, published by Funtails. Green Team Wins, designed by Nathan Thornton, published by 25th Century Games. Phantom Inc., designed by Mary Flanagan, Max Seidman, published by Resonin. Ready Set Bet, designed by John D. Clare, published by AEG.
All right, here we go. The best party game of the year. Ready, Set, Bet, designed by John D. Clare, published by Alderock Entertainment Group, AEG.
Ready, Set, Bet is nominated for 3 awards tonight. This is the first Dice Tower Award for John D. Clare and for Ready, Set, Bet. Coming to the stage to accept the award are Todd Rowland, the Director of Sales for Alderock Entertainment Group, and Vlad Oriana, Director of Marketing for Alderock Entertainment Group.
Wow, so AEG winning a party game award. It's like cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria and all that. But no, seriously, on behalf of John D. Clare and the whole AEG team, we just want to thank you. We really appreciate all the love people have put into the game. And yeah, just thank you on behalf of everybody.
Thanks, Grant. Once again, thanks, Grant. So we have our categories for the year, and we go through them, and sometimes we add or subtract a category depending on how popular games are. From what I understand, more stuff goes on behind the scenes, and sometimes categories get rejected. I'm not 100% sure what happens, but I do think we have video of it.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Mike DeLisio.
And I'm Chris Yee.
And we both hope you are having a fantastic time so far at the Dice Tower Awards. It is something that we take great pride in as a channel.
But it's not one of those things that we take for granted either. We don't want these awards to become stale, so occasionally we try to innovate and come up with new ideas for things to recognize in excellence of gaming.
That's correct. We iterate and we innovate. If there's two things that we do, it's innovate and iterate.
And we intonate.
We do intonate. I'm kind of pulling back from the intonating recently. It's been causing me some gastrointestinal. When we were coming up with, these awards, like you said, we wanted to come up with some different things. So we had a lot of things that couldn't quite make the cut, right? We're very happy with our current slate, but there were some things that were close. And honestly, there's a few that I'm kind of sad that didn't make into the final slate of awards. And we thought maybe we would just tell you about a few of them because we were so fond of them, and you get an idea if this is something you think should have been part of this award ceremony.
Tom ultimately gets the final say, and so we're just sharing some of these here that didn't quite make the cut. The first of which is the category of the most aerodynamic game.
Yeah.
This is something that I think goes underappreciated a lot in our industry.
It does, yeah. I think oftentimes people are looking for symmetry in their board games, and while symmetry is certainly nice, it's definitely not going to get the job done on a major highway.
Yeah, we wanted to celebrate those that are different.
Yes. It takes a bold stance to come up with a board game box that doesn't fit the industry norms. All right, so the next rejected category, and this one I'm particularly disappointed with. I mean, I may have been championing this one more than everybody else, but the rejected category is best smelling board game insert. And I've got to tell you, Chris, just as on a personal level, there's not much more exciting to me when I open up the shrink, I open the box lid, and I'm immediately welcomed with the journey that game took from production to my hand. I open it up, and once I get past those subtle undertones of what's happening in there, I try to guess the route that game took from production to me. And so I try to pick up those kind of particular scents that apply to particular bodies of water.
The Pacific is my personal favorite,
Right.
but Indian also is underappreciated.
Yeah, that's always a special surprise when I get that whiff of Panama Canal. That's something that I could just live over and over again.
Yes, the insert doesn't even have to be very functional. It doesn't have to hold all the pieces or be labeled or fit anything.
Right.
It just needs to be the best smelling.
That's correct.
Now, this next one, we recognize that not all boxes are made equal. And so we wanted to appreciate, but Tom shot down the idea of the box least likely to fit on a gaming shelf. Now, the world has been overcome with Calyx shelves from IKEA.
Yes.
And we need to celebrate games that break that mold, Mike.
I agree.
That refuse to be boxed in, quite literally.
You know, game shelves already have a certain kind of rigid nature to them, right? And so I like the games that just kind of break free of convention and just kind of let their freak flag fly, right?
Absolutely.
So I think this is a great category. I would have loved to see Tom go with it. I know that he is much more, you know, he likes in the box thinking.
And dress.
And dress. If my board game boxes could literally fold over, I think that would be a really bold look. Best use of negative space in a board game box. Chris, I don't know about you, but there's nothing quite as disappointing to me when I open up a box and it's just like jam-packed with components. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to actually figure out what's going on here? There's nothing more satisfying than opening up a box and the main thing that I see is emptiness.
Emptiness, or perhaps a plastic insert that is really just like gift wrapping, where you pull it out and you get to then appreciate your real true gift of nothingness.
And if you're going to just cram your box full of gaming components, I think you're being a little ostentatious. Look, I said it. You're being a little ostentatious.
We're going to end today with the category of the most milked cash cow. This is a category that I think recognizes not only excellence in gaming this year, but excellence in the last many years, sometimes decades, of just juicing everything you can from the innards of a theme or of a property or of a line of games. If something doesn't say Carcassonne on it, it's actually a miracle that I can play it.
Right. People like space. People like Carcassonne. Take your two-player abstract, call it Space Carcassonne, watch it sell!
All right. Well, a category that I am getting more familiar with, Best Solo Game, will now be introduced by Mike DeLisio and Z Garcia.
Hello. Is that good? Is that good?
Yes. Can you?
Yes, we're good? We're good.
Hello.
Check.
Yeah? Ooh.
Check.
Okay.
See,
I'm hot now.
You never were.
What?
Nothing.
At the peanut gallery. Z, I'm
Tom's
a
got
little
the best view in the house. Tom right now. You know?
That's right. That's right. Get a good long look. I'm a little confused, quite honestly, with this award.
Yeah.
Why they have two people up here. It doesn't seem to make any logical sense to me, Z.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to watch you present the award, then I'll present and compare my score to yours.
That's brilliant. I'm 100% in.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm taking notes.
All right. Take those notes. Well, look, solo games is something that from time to time has been made fun of a little bit. Look, you know you've done it.
No.
You've done it.
No.
You've made the "we have no friends" joke. We know this. But solo gaming is becoming a much bigger part of the board game hobby, and I think a lot of people are surprised when they realize how wide of a design space this is.
Absolutely. And hey, it doesn't mean that, you can't also play that game with friends, but having that solo mode in many games is a wonderful way to play that game, to learn that game, to experience something else with the product you already bought.
Absolutely, and there have been some fantastic solo games this year. Why don't we take a look at the nominees?
Best Solo Game. And the nominees are Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, designed by Daryl Andrews, Morgan Danton, published by Cryptozoic Entertainment. Frostpunk: The Board Game, designed by Adam Kwapinski, published by Glass Cannon Unplugged. Heat: Pedal to the Metal, designed by Asger Harding Granud, Daniel Skjold Pedersen, published by Days of Wonder. Return to Dark Tower, designed by Noah Cohen, Isaac Childress, Rob Davio, Justin D. Jacobson, Brian Neff, published by Restoration Games. Wayfarers of the South Tigris, designed by Shem Phillips, S.J. McDonald, published by Garfield Games.
All right, and the Best Solo Game Award goes to Return to Dark Tower, designed by Isaac Childress, Noah Cohen, Rob Davio, Justin Jacobson, and Brian Neff, published by Restoration Games.
Return to Dark Tower is nominated for 7 awards tonight. That marks the most nominations of any game in 2022. This is the first Dice Tower Award for Noah Cohen and Brian Neff and for Return to Dark Tower. This is the 4th Dice Tower Award for Justin D. Jacobson. He previously won in 2018 for Best Reprint and Best Family Game for Fireball Island, The Curse of Volcar, and in 2017, Best Reprint Downforce. This is the 7th Dice Tower Award for both Rob Davio and Isaac Childress. They are tied for the most overall Dice Tower Awards at 7 each. Rob previously won in 2018 for Best Reprint and Best Family Game for Fireball Island, The Curse of Volcar. 2017, Best Reprint Downforce. 2015, Game of the Year and Best Cooperative Game for Pandemic Legacy Season 1. And 2011 for Most Innovative Game for Risk Legacy. Isaac previously won in 2020 the Special Award for Excellence in Teaching, Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. 2017, Game of the Year, Best Cooperative Game, Best New Designer, Best Small Publisher, and Best Strategy Game for Gloomhaven, which set a record for 5 wins in a single year. So now, coming to the stage to accept this award is Rob Davio, the Chief Restoration Officer for Restoration Games.
I'm guessing Jason thought you would still be at your booth?
I know. I'd still be in Massachusetts. Thank you for this. Thank you, Jason. Please drink that. This is a true honor. Dark Tower was something I played as a kid. I didn't think there'd be any chance of this game ever coming back in any form, and the fact that I got to be involved with it is a tremendous honor, and I'd like to thank everyone who voted for it. We are nominated for other categories. If we do, Jason, don't do that again. Thank you.
And now for a category that is, I believe, mathematically twice as complicated as the solo game category. Presenting the 2-player award is Jeff Knapp.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you very much, Eric, for the introduction. How about a quick round of applause for the fantastic men and women of the Dice Tower dais? Come on. And how about another quick round of applause for the fantastic guests that we have here tonight, all the designers and publishers. And let's keep it going. How about a huge round of applause if you have no idea who the heck I am? Thank you. Thank you. Who doesn't want to hear that, except maybe me? But hey, I am Jeff, your tabletop technician here in the Dice Tower. Let's see. I'm a Gemini. I like nice long walks in the fall. And hey, this is my first Gen Con. Thank you. So if I could maybe get some gas money, that'd be great. I'm broke. But no, this has been a fantastic 36 hours I've been here already. I got to meet some new people. I got to do some shopping. I got to hear Tom Vasel make some surprisingly inappropriate euphemisms yesterday. That was fantastic. I don't know about dice in the Dice Tower, but he should probably put $1 in a jar somewhere. All right, so we brought out 2 people for the solo games, 1 person for 2-player games. Y'all are killing it. Let's go ahead and check out the nominees.
Best 2-Player Game. And the nominees are Beer and Bread, designed by Scott Alms, published by Capstone Games. Boop, designed by Scott Brady, published by Smirk and Laughter Games. Caesar sees Rome in 20 minutes, designed by Paolo Mori, published by PSC Games. Splendor Duel, designed by Marc-André Bruno Catala, published by Space Cowboys. War of the Ring, the card game, designed by Ian Brody, published by Ares Games.
All right, and your winner for best two-player game is Splendor Duel.
Splendor Duel is nominated for one award tonight. This is the first Dice Star Award for Splendor Duel. This is the fifth Dice Star Award for Bruno Catala, who previously won for 2016 Best Expansion 7 Wonders Duel Pantheon, 2015 Best Two-Player Game 7 Wonders Duel, 2014 Best Strategy Game 5 Tribes, and 2009 Best Party Game Dicetown. This is the second award, Dice Star Award for Marc-André, who previously won in 2014 for Best Family Game Splendor. Coming to the stage to accept the award is Stefan Brunel, the marketing manager for Asmodee.
Thank you, thank you. The funny part is talking about lots of hours and lots of things that I don't have anything to do with it. So I will take this on behalf of Bruno Catala and Marc-André, and congrats to all the Space Cowboys teams. Thank you. Have a good show.
Our pair coming out to announce the award for Best Reprint. One of them requires no introduction, but I guess I should announce the other one. Tom Vasel and Dan King.
Hooray! Reprint's good. You start with this from the 80s, and then you dress it up a bit.
Yes. I know Tom's not happy with my...
You're in this mic. Just kidding, it's that one. No.
I know Tom's not happy with my clothing, but I actually wore some thematic clothes because, yes, reprints are about taking something old, making it new. So I thought I'd wear some thematic clothing. And I don't think I should be taking fashion advice from someone whose whole wardrobe needs a reprint, who, when he goes to Red Robin, they think he's not there to eat, but to blow up and make balloon characters for the kids. But I've been really preparing, thinking about making old new. Tom, you're really old, which makes me really old because we're actually born a week apart, which is really weird.
We are.
This man has been making videos for so long, and I was a huge fan of his for so long. I went back and watched some of his old videos, and three of my quick favorite ones. And by a round of applause, if you're an old-time Dice Tower fan and you remember this, show us. He used to stand in a room, and almost every review, he would look up and go, "Shut the door!" Anyone? Okay? This is how long this man's been doing this. Then, one of my favorite videos, do you remember this? He threw Vasco da Gama off the roof.
Well, that would have won Best Aerodynamic. I think okay.
But my favorite was the apology for Vasco da Gama, where he got water thrown in his face. It is my favorite Dice Tower thing ever. Does anyone remember that? Okay, last thing. My favorite ever Dice Tower theme, Making Old, Bring the Moon. This is an oldie but goodie. And if you know this tune, you'll know it within 1 or 3 notes. And if you do, start singing along with me. Ready? Tom Vasel's top 100 games of all time. Take things that are old and we make them new.
Thank you. I got grandkid number 2 coming in December, so I'll take that. I'll take that. But we're not here to clap about that. We're here to talk about reprints. I love this. Vasel's Law, being proven every year. Let's take a look at the nominees.
Best Reprint. And the nominees are Castles of Mad King Ludwig Collector's Edition, designed by Ted Alspach, published by Bezier Games. Cat in the Box, designed by Muneyuki Yokouchi, published by Bezier Games. Get on Board, New York and London, designed by Sashi, published by Yellow. Libertalia, Winds of Galecrest, designed by Paolo Mori, published by Stonemaier Games. Return to Dark Tower, designed by Noah Cohen, Isaac Childress, Rob Davio, Justin D. Jacobson, Brian Neff, published by Restoration Games.
And the best reprint goes to Cat in the Box Deluxe Edition, published by Vasel Games.
Cat in the Box Deluxe Edition is nominated for 2 awards tonight. This is the first Dice Tower Award for Muneyuki Yokouchi, and for Cat in the Box Deluxe Edition. Coming to the stage to accept the award are Kevin Padula, Trade Show Manager for Bezier Games, and Renee Harris, Licensing Manager for Bezier Games.
Congratulations.
I was expecting a longer intro from Jason, but that's okay. Thank you so much for giving us this award. It's really allowed us to kind of expand the Cat in the Box brand. As a result, we're making the Colossal version, so can we win reprint again?
No.
But thank you all so much. Your support has really made us get this far, so thank you.
All right, well, he introduced me, so I will introduce him back. Our next award, cooperative game, Eric Summerer, and his new co-host, Brant Sanderson.
Totally rad. It's exciting to be here at this fancy gala.
Hey, Brant.
Yeah.
When I told you to suit up, I didn't mean bathing suit.
So they say, Eric, they say dress to impress. And what has been more impressive this summer than the Barbie movie? I mean, that has been pretty awesome. So I thought I could be the Ken to your Barbie.
So cooperative games are all about taking players with different abilities and special powers and costumes and working together to solve a common goal.
Let's take a look at the nominees.
Best Cooperative Game. And the nominees are Cora Quest, designed by Dan Hughes, Cora Hughes, published by Bright Eye Games. Lands of Galzir, designed by Seppo Kukasjärvi, Sami Laakso, published by Snowdale Games. Nemesis Lockdown, designed by Adam Krapinski, published by Awaken Realms. Return to Dark Tower, designed by Noah Cohen, Isaac Childress, Rob Davio, Justin D. Jacobson, Brian Neff, published by Restoration Games. Star Wars: The Clone Wars, designed by Alexander Orlov, published by Z-Man Games.
And the winner is
Return to Dark Tower.
This is the second Dice Tower Award tonight for Noah Cohen and Brian Neff, and for Return to Dark Tower. They previously won for Best Solo Game. This is the fifth Dice Tower Award for Justin D. Jacobson. He's won 5 things that I'm not going to list. And this is the 8th Dice Tower Award for Rob Davio and Isaac Childress. They now both have the most awards with 8 each, a whole bunch of stuff that Rob doesn't want me to talk about. And coming to the stage this time is Justin Jacobson, the board game necromancer for Restoration Games.
That honorific was bestowed upon me by the Dice Tower's own Roy Kennedy, so I ran it back there. So I was very nervous when I heard that Eric was wearing a tuxedo, so I ran back to the hotel room and got my best t-shirt. You're welcome. So thank you very much for this. I will keep it short. Already won one, that's great. Thank you so much. I do want to say, though, because winning Best Cooperative Game is very apropos, because making a game is, in its own way, like a cooperative game. And this game in particular was just a bananas production from start to finish, all the engineering and everything that went into it. just unlike anything I've ever worked on or heard about or anything. So we have a team of literally like 20 people, I'm not going to name them, but who worked on this, on the team, the engineers, the app developers, and everything, and it was just an amazing production. So thank you so much. This is really means a lot to us. Appreciate it.
All right, we're not the only event in this space. There are many different events. One of those events tomorrow morning is Above Board, a new channel about playing board games and taking it maybe less seriously. They're taking a serious subject less seriously. I forget the tagline, but it's something like that. And they made a video for us, so let's take a look at it.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. That was Tom Vasel from the Dice Tower. He just asked Above Board to be presenters at this year's Dice Tower Awards at Gen Con.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I guess that means you and I have to come up with a bit.
Well, that's awkward.
What do you mean? What's awkward?
Well, he didn't exactly mention you specifically.
Okay, but you mentioned me specifically.
Well, no. I didn't think that you'd want to do it.
Why would I not want to do it? Hey, come on. Why would I not want to be a part of the award ceremony that's attached to the most prestigious gaming channel on the internet?
Well, I thought that you'd be busy doing something else that Thursday.
Hey, Leaf, guess what? I just heard that our movie was nominated for an award at Gen Con.
Was it?
Wait, hold on. When is this award ceremony for the film festival? Is it Thursday night?
Yeah, that's right. How did you know? Are you psycho?
Psychic.
Agree to disagree.
Did you have something to do with this?
What? Did I somehow arrange for the Dice Tower Awards and the Gen Con Film Festival winners announcement to happen at exactly the same time? Well, after that kind of manipulation, someone would have to be one of the major sponsors of Gen Con.
Hey, Above Board is one of the main sponsors of Gen Con.
Is it?
You spent all this money just so that I could not be available for the Dice Tower Award ceremony.
Did I?
Am I sensing tension?
Are you?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Why would you do that?
Because Z Garcia asked me to.
What?
He doesn't like you.
Wait, Z Garcia asked you to become a major sponsor of Gen Con, then arranged for there to be a conflict so that I couldn't appear at the Dice Tower Awards. He asked you to do those steps specifically.
Yes.
Why would he not like me?
I don't know. Maybe he finds your rugged good looks intimidating.
I mean, that does make sense. But still, that does not sound like Z.
Well, maybe he's upset that you and Brian didn't cast him in that movie that's going to be screening at Gen Con on Friday at 3 o'clock.
Z is upset that we didn't cast him in the movie?
Well, maybe Z has always had a big crush on Leah Thompson ever since he was 13 years old and would have loved to have met her, let alone been in a movie with her.
These are Z's words specifically.
You see, I would have expected Travis to be way more upset that we didn't cast him.
Thank you, Brian.
I mean, because he cast you and me and everything.
Thank you, Brian. Wait, is this why Brian and I had to fly on Spirit Airlines instead of with the rest of the cast?
I had to pay an extra $25 for a seatbelt.
We didn't cast you in the film because we didn't think you would want to do it. Okay, you are an internationally famous voiceover artist who gets to be heard all over the world. Whereas my only claim to fame is
killing Uncle Ben in the worst of the Spider-Man franchise.
Yes, thank you, Brian.
Look, I think what really cheeses Z off is you didn't involve him in the film, but you had Brian co-direct it with you? Brian, for God's sakes!
That's right.
Yeah, and I have regretted that every day of my life.
Wait, what was that?
Brian, look. Hey, buddy, look at that. Do you think he actually directed anything?
Why?
Because he has all the equipment.
Oh, he's really going after those kids.
Yeah, it's one of his favorite games. I used to do that on set all the time. He'll be at it for hours.
Look, why don't I try and see if they can move the presentation up toward the end of the show?
Okay, that would be
that
great.
That way maybe you can try and do both.
That would be nice, thank you.
Unless, of course, Z has a problem with it.
He's not going to have a problem with it.
Over my dead body does Leaf Ganford get on that stage.
Because I find his rugged good looks intimidating. We had a deal, Oates. Can't work.
I believe I'm out here to give the award for Best New Designer. Now, new designer is defined as a designer who has only had 1 or 2 games published. Kind of like you, Leaf, who only had 1 film directed. That's right, Travis. New artists are the lifeblood of the industry. They sure are. You know what I think of? Sorry to interrupt you, Travis. I just want to say that a lot of people, not now, a lot of people think that we like to fight a lot. So high five, buddy. I've been told that there is no teleprompter, so I don't know why I was doing that.
So see, spending all that money had no effect. I'm here. All right.
All right. He actually, and this is not a joke. He literally just came from the other awards ceremony. We had worked out an entire bit with him not here, and he texted me on the way here. He won Best Comedy. Congratulations.
Yeah, Best Comedy Film. Thank you. And I will say I was wrong in the video. It's tomorrow at 3:30, not 3 o'clock. So. Yeah.
But if you want to show up at 3 o'clock, feel free.
Yeah, just get there early, because it's going to be packed.
So,
sure.
You want to say it?
And the nominees are...
Best Game from a New Designer. And the nominees are Acropolis, designed by Jules Massau, published by Gigamic. Blood on the Clock Tower, designed by Stephen Medway, published by the Pandemonium Institute. Boop, designed by Scott Brady, published by Smirk and Laughter Games. Cora Quest, designed by Dan Hughes, Cora Hughes, published by Bright Eye Games. Starship Captains, designed by Peter B. Hofgaard, published by CGE.
And the award goes to Acropolis.
Designed by Jules Massoud and published by Gigamic.
Acropolis is nominated for 2 awards tonight. This is the first Dice Tower Award for Jules Massoud and for Acropolis. Coming to the stage is Elaine Miranyan, publishing director of Gigamic.
Thank you. So I'm very well known for not preparing my homework.
Neither do I.
Same thing here.
So 2 French guys with no speech prepared.
Yes. So, croissant, baguette. Thank you. So we are very proud of this tower for Jules Messot, which is, as you know, now a new designer. He's very young, and in fact, the idea was that he was an architect, a real architect to begin with, and he wanted to transmit his view of the design.
You really prepare nothing.
Yeah, no, right. It's just bluff, but he's really an architect, and he's the total opposite with hair like that. When for me, it's never had any hair. So he wanted to transmit his love of architecture through Acropolis buildings and having at the end of the game something that you, when you look at, you said, "Oh, I built this, etc., etc." And so, congrats for this, and I think Jules is going to be very, very happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next up is our award for Best Small Publisher. And in order to present that, we have two personalities who are certainly not small, Joey Evans and Wendy Yee.
All right, Joey.
Yep.
So we are we on? Oh, there we
we're
go.
on. We're on now.
All right, Joey. So we're talking about small publishers here.
Indeed.
Is that like bite-sized publishers?
It is not.
Fun-sized publishers?
It is not. Small publisher would
Define
be
it.
like short amount of games. There's 5 or less games. They have a family of 5 or less. So also not eligible for a 5 or less family is Tom Vasel's family.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's a big family joke. Seriously, I am fired. So anyone hiring?
All right. Well, on that note, let's check out the nominees.
Okay.
Best Game from a Small Publisher. And the nominees are Blood on the Clock Tower, designed by Stephen Medway, published by the Pandemonium Institute. Cora Quest, designed by Dan Hughes, Cora Hughes, published by Bright Eye Games. Flamecraft, designed by Manny Vega, published by Cardboard Alchemy. Planet Unknown, designed by Ryan Lambert, Adam Reberg, published by Adam's Apple Games. Three Sisters, designed by Ben Pinchback, Matt Riddle, published by Motor City Gameworks.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. The winner of
That's upside down.
Best Small Publisher is
Flamecraft.
Flamecraft. Designed by Manny Vega and published by Cardboard Alchemy.
Flamecraft is nominated for 5 awards tonight. This is the second Dice Star Award tonight for Manny Vega and for Flamecraft. They previously won for Best Welcoming Game. And since my mic didn't work before, let me introduce, coming to the stage, Peter Vaughn, the president of Cardboard Alchemy, and Manny Vega, the designer of Flamecraft.
Thank you very much. This is an incredible honor. When we made Flamecraft, technically we had 2 people. Now that's not true because we have Manny Vega, and he did an amazing job. We have Sandara Tang, who did the artwork. We worked with a modeler, Eric Tosco. We had a puzzle designer for our campaign. We worked with tons of people, Noah Edelman from Game Trace, and we were blessed enough to have a partner, Lucky Duck Games, to get it everywhere. So it's small. It was a lot of hours. And I want to definitely also thank our families who put up with a lot of time poured into it. My son who said, "Are you going to stop, making the dragon game and actually, pay attention?" But we are so honored to be here. This is what we want to do, is make games, and it's for everyone and for the community, and just super honored for this. Thank you, everybody.
All right, Eric, I've heard you've been getting work on the side.
It's true, yes.
All right.
I am for hire. I'll say anything for money.
Let's look at this next video.
We're at the Pennsylvania Convention Center in downtown Philadelphia, where it's minus 376 degrees in the shade.
It's not that cold.
There are parts of me I didn't even know I had that are frozen.
We're here in Philly for one very big reason.
It's in our contracts.
Yes, but more specifically, PAX Unplugged.
Yay!
One of the premier gaming conventions in the U.S.
That's great. Now, can we go inside, please?
For a guy shaped like a bear, you don't handle the cold very well.
I'm a summer bear!
It's actually quite peaceful.
Are you coming?
Yes, it's in our contract.
cover in 3 days, so we'd better get started.
Travis stares majestically over the crowd, his noble brow conveying the mien of a man with a job to do, and the knowledge of a master in his craft.
What was that?
What was what?
Travis was puzzled by the inane prattling of his co-host. He reminded himself that Leaf was like a babe, lost in the woods, and that he should be kind to him, as Leaf was easily confused.
That right there, the narration.
Oh, that's Eric Summerer from the Dice Tower. I hired him to narrate me while we're at PAX.
You hired someone?
Eric.
Hi. Hi, Eric. You hired Eric to narrate you while you're at PAX.
Yeah.
Travis wondered if Leaf understood what the word narrate meant.
I understand what narrate means.
Oh, could you try not to talk directly to Eric? Just pretend he's not here.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to do.
I bet you can, buddy.
Travis did his best to reassure Leaf, coddling him like one would a newborn elk.
Did you just call me a newborn elk?
Oh, I didn't. Eric Summerer did.
I was given a script.
Yeah, I'm sure you were. These 3 days just got a lot longer.
Look at him walk. Just like a newborn elk.
All right, our next award is being Best Theming, and our presenters are head of all things Kickstarter previews, Master Extraordinaire Mark Streed, and our news guy, Corey Thompson.
Hey folks, well, I'm Mark, and I am lucky enough to work on so many amazing previews and games, and you may have seen me walk in the Colorado woods, usually chased by something though, and we're all about theme, right, Corey?
I'm Corey, I do the news, I do the Dice Tower Now podcast, and I also play games.
No, theme! We're all about theme!
Theme.
Yes.
Definitely.
Definitely.
But seriously, I am lucky enough to be able to help Mark when he can't figure out how to play the game. So if you see him explaining these on the previews, that's thanks to me.
Yeah, that might be true. All right, let's see the nominees.
Best Theming. And the nominees are Heat, Pedal to the Metal, designed by Asger Harding Kranur, Daniel Skjold Pedersen, published by Days of Wonder. My Father's Work, designed by T.C. Petty III, published by Renegade Game Studios. Nemesis Lockdown, designed by Adam Krapinski, published by Awaken Realms. Return to Dark Tower, designed by Noah Cohen, Isaac Childress, Rob Davio, Justin D. Jacobson, Brian Neff, published by Restoration Games. Wonderland's War, designed by Tim Eisner, Ben Eisner, Ian Moss, published by Druid City Games.
And the winner is My Father's Work by T.C. Petty, published by Renegade Game Studios.
My Father's Work is nominated for one award tonight. This is the first Dice Star Award for T.C. Petty III and for My Father's Work. Coming to the stage is Andy Loop, Vice President of Sales for Renegade Game Studios.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Dice Tower. Good friends, Tom and Eric, for a long time. So, oh my gosh. So first of all, the other nominees, Wonderland's War, Dark Tower, Heat, holy cow. Thank you so much for those games. I love them, and what great company to be in. There's a funny story that kind of goes with this game, is creation. It was about 5 years ago. The head of our company, Scott, was sitting at an unpub table, and T.C. Petty was sitting next to him. And Scott leaned over and went, "What you got there?" And T.C. Petty went, "No, forget it. You're not, it's unpublishable. This game is unpublishable. I'm just doing this for fun. There's no way that you could publish this game and sell it." And so, you know, Scott saw that as a challenge, and in true Renegade form, he, over the course of 5 years, worked with TC Petty and 5 different artists, design team over the course of 5 years, writing all of the amazing words that brings this game to life. It was a passion project for TC Petty III, and it's so amazing that it's being acknowledged as the best thematic game. So thank you so much, Dice Tower, everyone who voted. It's a really credit to show that if you do have a passion project, follow through on it and make people just wonderfully happy, immersing them in the theme of this game. So thank you so much, everybody who voted, and thanks, Dice Tower, again.
In order to present our next award for Best Production Value, we have 2 people with tremendous production value, Mike DeLisio and Chris Yee.
It works. Chris, I got to tell you, I'm still a little salty. This seems like a bit of an obvious category. I think we had some, did we not have some better categories than production? I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. It's a little obvious, a little on the nose. Yeah.
The other thing on the nose, I think, is that you and I are presenting this together.
Correct.
The person who cares most about production value,
yes,
I think, of the team, and
yes,
the person who cares least. I dressed to appease your eyes, Mike.
Mission accomplished, Chris. Yeah, it's a bold look. It's a bold look. It took a lot of guts.
My eyes are up here.
I'm sorry, Chris. That crest is just mesmerizing. The production value of board games over the last, I don't know, pick a number of years, has really just risen exponentially, I think. You think back to what we consider to be top of the class productions, even 10 years ago, would be considered, yeah, it's pretty nice nowadays. Really, it's just gotten so huge.
And I think that there's many ways to look at production, both in terms of bombasticness, yes, but also usability and how well and thought out every part of that game was made. So we're here to recognize the 5 nominees for it.
That's correct. And Chris, this is going to be shocking to you. There are games that go beyond cubes. It's true. They go beyond cube. Although a good cube is very satisfying, am I right? Let's take a look at our nominees for the best production value.
Best Production. And the nominees are Endless Winter, designed by Stan Kordonsky, published by Fantasia Games. Flamecraft, designed by Manny Vega, published by Cardboard Alchemy. Foundations of Rome, designed by Emerson Matsuuchi, published by Arcane Wonders. Return to Dark Tower, designed by Noah Cohen, Isaac Childress, Rob Davio, Justin D. Jacobson, Brian Neff, published by Restoration Games. Wonderland's War, designed by Tim Eisner, Ben Eisner, Ian Moss, published by Druid City Games.
And the winner of Best Production Value is Foundations of Rome, designed by Emerson Matsuuchi and published by Arcane Wonders.
Foundations of Rome is nominated for 2 awards tonight. This is the first Dice Tower Award for Emerson Matsuuchi and for Foundations of Rome. Coming to the stage is Robert Geislinger, the president of Arcane Wonders.
First off, I don't know if I can accept this award from you, Chris. No, and also, there are things that go beyond cubes, but not Foundations of Rome. Fits in a Calyx cube. No, this is, thank you for this award. If you're going to make a polyomino game into the size of a house, it better be well produced. I do want to thank Emerson Matsuuchi, first off, just for designing such an amazing game, as he always does. And also, and give credit to our CEO, Brian Pope, because it was his push to make Foundations the size of a house, or as he likes to call it, making it into the 8th wonder of the world. And just to all the fans who've loved and played this game that is actually the size of a house. Thank you, everyone.
All right, this is going to shock you all, but we have...
I also want to thank IKEA because I'm pretty sure that they increased the size of the shelves so that the game would fit.
IKEA really owes the board game community a lot. They really do. All right, anyway, we got another video for you. Here it is.
Man, I don't know if I can make it through this whole con.
Hey man, everything okay?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for asking. I'm dealing with some frustrations. That's all.
Not doing anything. We can talk about it if you want.
Really? Very kind of you. Wish you were my co-host.
Co-host?
Yeah, I host this show about board games.
Really? Small world, me too.
Really? I don't know. Do you have a co-host?
I do.
Yeah? Mine can be incredibly frustrating.
Preaching to the choir, really.
Really? See, the problem is, my guy created the show, so there's this imbalance of power.
You're living my life. Does your guy think that he knows everything there is to know about board games?
Yes! And he can be so smug about it. I mean, granted, he knows more about games than I do.
Sure, that's fine.
But because I like smaller games, games that don't take 6 hours to play.
Doesn't mean the games you like are any less valid than the ones he likes.
Right! Okay, just because I have a different opinion doesn't mean it's any less valid.
Maybe we like games that are a little bit thinkier.
Abstract games.
I love them.
Me too.
Does your guy wear stupid hats all the time?
No, that's weird.
And these loud, bright, colored suits. It's like going to work every day with Willy Wonka.
Yeah, my guy's more like an Oompa Loompa.
Really?
Yeah. Does your guy wear like black shirts with flames on the sleeves?
No, but I have seen him basically wearing flames as he turns slowly black.
My guy walks around with cheesecake in his pocket. Not like an individually wrapped cheesecake. I mean like just cheesecake. It's there. He has a spoon in one pocket, cheesecake in the other pocket, and I'll catch him just taking bites during our segment.
Have you heard of Loot Crate?
Yes.
I swear this guy is subscribed to Tie Crate. He owns 250 ties. It's like a bad magician. Sometimes the same video, different time. I'll look away for a second, I look back, he's wearing something else.
Has your guy ever lost a meeple up his nose?
No, but one time they did find a tiny little fireman in his ear.
Weird.
Yeah, and there's no game that has little firemen that I know of.
Does your guy roll around on a bed full of Monopoly money? And then show it to you?
No.
In a video link on YouTube?
My guy doesn't do that. Humor me here, okay? How do you say that word?
Versus?
Yeah, versus. Something versus something else. Not my guy. He says verse. What, is he a poet?
He just skips over an entire syllable.
Does your guy accidentally slip his feet into your hands so you can massage them?
No.
Do you do that?
No. That's horrible. So you do it.
He created the show.
Yeah, I guess I can understand.
You have foot day too, don't you?
I have back shaving day.
It's not so bad.
We're face to face while I do it. He created the show. We should switch hosts.
Should.
I wonder if they'd even notice.
I don't think they'd be smart enough.
Oh, my guy definitely wouldn't be. Well, I have to go. Gotta meet with Tom Vasel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Tom Vasel?
Uh-huh. Oh, I didn't get your name.
Jason Levine.
Jason. It's good to meet you, Jason.
You too. Yeah.
You do say verse a lot.
It's because of the Bible.
Sure, sure.
Argue against that. All right. A podcast you should be listening to if you want to know about the news is Dice Tower Now. And presenting our next award is the hosts of that, Corey Thompson and Camilla Cleghorn.
Now this is a category I'm really excited about. I love artwork, I love beautiful games, I love like the dark and the creepy ones. It just makes me so excited. I'm so glad I got picked to do this one. What do you know about art?
Oh, I'm covered with...
Nope, not body art. Nope. Let's see the nominees.
Best Artwork. And the nominees are Endless Winter, illustrated by Mikhailo Dmitrievsky, published by Fantasia Games. Flamecraft, illustrated by Sandra Tang, published by Cardboard Alchemy. Merchants of the Dark Road, illustrated by Andrew Bosley, Joey Julia, Matt Pecat and Company, published by Elf Creek Games. Trekking Through History, illustrated by Eric Hibbler, published by Underdog Games. Wonderland's War, illustrated by Manny Tremblay, published by Druid City Games.
And the winner for Best Artwork is Flamecraft, illustrated by Sandra Tang and published by Cardboard Alchemy.
This is the third Dice Tower Award tonight for Flamecraft. It previously won for Best Welcoming Game and Best Small Publisher. This is the second Dice Tower Award for Sandra Tang. She previously won in 2011 for Best Artwork for The Lord of the Rings, the card game. Coming to the stage again is Peter Vaughn, the president of Cardboard Alchemy, and Manny Vega, the designer of Flamecraft.
Wow. Okay, I wasn't ready before, but now we're coming for you, Dark Tower. So, when I was working on another game, I was looking up dragons, and every time I Googled Badass Dragon and saved a dragon, it was Sandra Tang. And she can draw full-on amazing badass dragons. And then one day, I see her draw a creme brulee dragon making a pastry for a witch, and I emailed her immediately, and here we are. So, thank you, Sandara.
Thank you. Artwork is such a huge part of gaming for me. I really experience it. I love that we can put games up that are mechanically sound, that are fun, that don't overstay their welcome, but also are gorgeous on the table. And so I want to particularly thank this category. And everyone nominated in this category absolutely deserves some applause because they're all amazing. They're all amazing. But I do have to say Sandra Tang is she's just a blessing to work with her. She's amazing to collaborate with. We have constant conversations about all of the dragons and all of the world that she's creating, and we're very, very lucky to work with her. And I will say that she and Manny are cooking up another adventure for the dragons, and they will be going on this adventure in a game called Flamebound, coming soon. Thank you.
And now returning to the stage to present Best Strategy Game, my favorite pair of pirate backup singers, Chris and Wendy Yee.
Our mateys. So if I had my choice, this would be the only Dice Tower Award because I love strategy games.
Take that, Game of the Year.
Yeah. Okay, so Chris, how would you describe strategy games?
I would like to hearken back to one much wiser than I and say, I would define strategy game as one that if you tried to introduce to your friends, Grant would dive in front of and knock out of your hand. Save a friend. Play these games with your game group.
With that, let's check out the nominees.
Best Strategy Game. And the nominees are Carnegie, designed by Xavier Georges, published by Quinid Games. Endless Winter, designed by Stan Kordonsky, published by Fantasia Games. Planet Unknown, designed by Ryan Lambert, Adam Reber, published by Adam's Apple Games. Wayfarers of the South Tigris, designed by Shem Phillips, S.J. McDonald, published by Garfield Games. Woodcraft, designed by Ross Arnold, Vladimir Suki, published by Delicious Games.
And the winner for Best Strategy Game is Endless Winter Paleo-Americans. Designed by Stan Kordonsky and published by Fantasia Games.
Endless Winter Paleo-Americans is nominated for 4 awards tonight. This is the first Dice Tower Award for Stan Kordonsky and for Endless Winter Paleo-Americans. Coming to the stage is Stan Kordonsky, designer of Endless Winter.
Hello, everybody. My name is Stan, and I'm a freelance game designer. That means that I sit at home, I make up games, and then I run around and I bother people to make them real. Some of these people in this room, they cracked under pressure. Others didn't. Good for you. Stay strong. But without those people, my games, they would not be a reality. So I want to acknowledge everyone who worked so hard on it. Jorgo and Thanos, the owners of Fantasia. Johnny Pack, who did an excellent job developing and co-designing the expansions, and Dimitro, who did the wonderful art. Thank you to all of them, and thank you all for playing my games and enjoying them.
All right, our second to the last award here, Most Innovative, is being presented by all the way from Australia, our other Kickstarter person, Stella, and from Tantrum House, Melissa.
Hello, everyone. Oh, we're so glad to be here. This is an innovative night, I think.
Very much so. This is the first time this is happening at Gen Con. Give applause for that.
Yes, and look at this crowd. Wow. So, innovative things we were talking about. We could team up, and it could be like Tantrum University
Tower
or Meeple Tantrum Tower. So I don't
We'll think about it.
Some interesting ideas there.
Yeah,
maybe
so maybe we can do something there. Yeah, I like your idea.
I mean, you're always reaching forward. You innovate. Some of it works. Some of it doesn't.
Karen over here. So I don't know if he's even real, right? As Tom said. Maybe just 3 kids in a raincoat.
So we're gonna keep this, as Stella says, short and sweet. And let's look at the nominees.
Let's do it.
Most Innovative Game. And the nominees are 3,000 Scoundrels, designed by Corey Kineska, published by Unexpected Games. Blood on the Clock Tower, designed by Stephen Medway, published by the Pandemonium Institute. Cat in the Box, designed by Muneyuki Yokouchi, published by Bezier Games. Planet Unknown, designed by Ryan Lambert, Adam Reber, published by Adam's Apple Games. Turing Machine, designed by Fabien Griel, Johan Louis, published by Scorpion Mask.
of Most Innovative Game is Turing Machine, designed by Fabian Gradel and Johan Levet, and published by Scorpion Mask.
Turing Machine is nominated for 1 award tonight. This is the first Dice Star Award for Fabian Gradel and Johan Levitt, and for Turing Machine. Welcome to the stage Manuel Sanchez, Head of Studio for Le Scorpion Mask, and Joel Bonik, Marketing Director for Le Scorpion Mask.
Thanks a lot. It means a lot for us. You may know that Turing Machine was released last year at Gen Con for the first sales in the whole world. So it's a great place to receive this award. And it's if the game is so innovative, it's because of Fabien and Johan. These guys are really genius and they're crazy. It's it's true. When you have a game where you just have a couple of cardboards and it's a computer, how can that work? And there you have 7 million problems in that box. So that's truly innovative, and that's all their work. And I want also to congratulate the team in Montreal because of all the work they've done on the design of the game. After that, the art of the game and everything. So. Thanks a lot to the team and to the designers, and thank you.
All right, before we get to Game of the Year, here we have a couple announcements we want to make, and I'm going to throw the first one to Eric.
Sure. The first announcement is that Tom can't get enough of me. So you may know that we hosted a podcast, an audio show, for many years, and the first announcement is that we're going to do it again.
Yay, we're back.
Coming up after Gen Con, we will have a new audio program, but just to keep things on our toes, we're adding a third person to the mix, a wonderful woman who is an educator. She's a designer. She's in the publishing industry. Julia Hearn is going to join us as third chair on this new show, which is starting very soon. And we're going to have a blast. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I'm very excited about it, and Julie will give me my money's worth if I ever make a bad opinion, of which I hear it, I make many. Yes, I know. All right, and for other announcements, well, we had a meeting about it. Here's the video.
All right, guys, listen. It's almost to the end of the awards. I need something exciting to end on.
I've got it. Dice Tower branded energy drinks.
Or hatchets, like Brandon.
How about we just give out the last award?
How about a Dice Tower Hall of Fame?
All right, so I've been wanting to do this for a decade, and I'm finally getting around to doing it. We're going to start next year in the Dice Tower Awards, the Hall of Fame. Well, we're going to start a little earlier than that because, well, there's a lot of games. So upcoming in December, this December during our Winter Spectacular, we're going to announce the initial slate of games that are in the Hall of Fame. And it's going to be a lot because there's a lot of great games over the years. But starting next year then, any game that's 10 years or older will be eligible to join it. And we'll vote on it, we'll announce it, and we'll invite the people who win that to come. Because I think, again, we like talking about great games, but we also want to talk about games that stand the test of time and games that change the board game hobby as we see it. So I'm excited about this. So the initial slate will come during the Winter Spectacular, and then next year, we might add 1, 2, 3, 0, who knows how many. We'll do that each year as we go along. So Hall of Fame,
0?
well, maybe there's not anything great.
Okay. Just after this, a big announcement, I think we should have more than 0 for next year.
That would be like a Hall of Fame is coming next year. Thank you. That's true.
Sure.
All right. Let's get to the Game of the Year, the last one here. And before we, again, there's a lot of people up here, and a lot of them didn't win awards, and their games are all amazing. Every game you've seen up here, if it's here, you should buy it. All right? Go around and buy their games. And I'm really excited about this slate of 10 games here for the Game of the Year, so let's take a look at them.
Game of the Year. And the nominees are Blood on the Clock Tower, designed by Stephen Medway, published by the Pandemonium Institute. Endless Winter, designed by Stan Kordonsky, published by Fantasia Games. Flamecraft, designed by Manny Vega, published by Cardboard Alchemy. Foundations of Rome, designed by Emerson Matsuchi, published by Arcane Wonders. Heat, Pedal to the Metal, designed by Asger Harding Granud, Daniel Skjold Pedersen, published by Days of Wonder. Planet Unknown, designed by Ryan Lambert, Adam Rapper, published by Adam's Apple Games. Ready, Set, Bet, designed by John D. Clare, published by AEG. Return to Dark Tower, designed by Noah Cohen, Isaac Childress, Rob Davio, Justin D. Jacobson, Brian Neff, published by Restoration Games. Wayfarers of the South Tigris, designed by Shem Phillips, S.J. McDonald, published by Garfield Games. Wonderland's War, designed by Tim Eisner, Ben Eisner, Ian Moss, published by Druid City Games.
All right, it's 10 great games. Before Eric reads the winner here, we are running a bag contest where we're sending out 5 bags full of games, and the winner will be in that bag. So just as a heads up, come by our booth and enter that contest. But let's take a look here at Game of the Year.
You didn't tell me what this is, so this is a total surprise for me too. The Game of the Year is Heat, Pedal to the Metal, designed by Asger Harding Granud, Daniel Skjold Pedersen, published by Days of Wonder.
Heat, Pedal to the Metal is nominated for 3 awards tonight. This is the first Dice Tower Award for Asger Harding Granerud and Daniel Skjold Pedersen, and for Heat, Pedal to the Metal. Coming to the stage, welcome Adrian Martineau, head of Days of Wonder.
Wow, so much stress. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Dice Tower. Thank you to the entire team at Dice Tower. Thank you to the community. It is a game that has been played by a lot of players so far. And we saw the community, taking the game, for their own, creating new tracks, new rules, new variants. So thanks to everybody. A mega big thanks to Asger and Dan, the designers. They came to Essen to show us a prototype for a game called Auto, at the time. And I think it's a huge bet to entrust a game to a publisher from a designers. So thanks to them. It's been a big journey with them, and I'm super happy to be here tonight. Thanks to Vincent Dutré, the artist who drew the game. Thanks to Cyril Dojan, who did the art direction. Thanks to the entire Days of Wonder teams, especially Frank, who did carry the games with me. If you were in Gen Con last year, Frank was that guy, on a booth, in the convention, in the exhibit hall, with like 2 prototypes of the game, and he was debuting the game. So it's an honor that we have the game with this award tonight. And because I'm another French guy with an unprepared speech, I want to say pain au chocolat baguette to Alain again, And thank you so much again to everybody, and it's such an honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for coming. One last round of applause for this guy who put the whole show together, Eric Summerer. Thanks all for coming. I hope you have a wonderful night. We have one last request for the folks in the front who were nominated. We'd love to take a picture of everybody if you're willing. If you come up here on stage, we'll take a picture of all the nominees and winners. And everyone else, have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Can you move the table back, or do you want to put them here? We can put them here.
No, we'll do it on this side. Yeah, that's. They just didn't grab it.
There was only one person. We'll just have to go.
I'll bring it to that. Because of.